What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Wii Sports Resort. Today we are going to try and get the Frisbee Golf straight and narrow stamp, I think is what it's called. You have to complete an 18-hole course and never have any Frisbee land in the water or thrown out of bounds. The reason the stamp is so hard, and the reason the remaining stamps are so hard, it's not because they're hard per se. It's because you have to be so consistent. You have to play 18 holes, not perfectly, but you have to be safe for 18 holes. Can't throw it in the water. Can't throw it in, out of bounds. Today, we're going to go over how I should have and almost got the stamp. Not once, but twice. And if I did it a third time, I think I actually would get the stamp. However, the attempts were so heartbreaking because it takes time. It's an 18-hole course. It takes 20 plus minutes to play this, roughly. And that's if you play it safe. Like, if you don't play it safe, if you play it normally, it may take 15-20 minutes. But the way I play it, where I throw the silver disc more because I don't want to accidentally throw it in the water, or I throw the putter because I'm scared something's going to go off the rails. Like here, I don't throw the golden one, or the red one, the driver. I throw the middle one, the silver guy. Because if I throw the red one, and it does not hit the checkpoint instantly, that's a loss. I know it's only hole 2, but there are so many holes like that where I will purposely pick that middle one because I know it is just safer, and that's how I play. So I'm showing Andrew the difference. Andrew's here to keep my mental sanity between the rough and out of bounds. But yeah, I almost got the stamp twice, and if I did it a third time, I think I could get it. And I may attempt it at a later date, but right now, with internship and college classes going on, I can't. It's just, there's way too much going on in my life. And honestly, I recorded this yesterday, and I'm doing the voiceover today. The fact that that was almost in the water gave me heart palpitations, by the way. Every time I play this, I got heart palpitations because it's so easy to mess up. But anyway, I'm recording this like 2 days before I head back to college, and I have to balance both internship and college classes. And I know no one cares about that, but since this video is 20-something minutes long, I might as well, talk. I'm just going to be trying to keep my head afloat. So videos may be sparse. Streams will definitely not be happening. The only stream I have planned is the Grand Fest for Splatoon 3, and that is in September. And I do not have any streams planned prior to that. I probably don't have any streams planned for after that, except for maybe a week or two that I get off for a break. But yeah, I'm trying to get all these videos done now so that when college classes start, I can actually breathe. I can have YouTube running to get some money to also just entertain you guys. I really don't care about the money. I mean, the money's nice, obviously, but I just want to, this is how I de-stress. Even though it does stress me out, this is how I de-stress, which is very, very funny because this stamp attempt probably gave me 18 heart palpitations, and I probably lost 3 years off of my life within the 2 attempts that I did. But yeah, I'm just trying to, do everything that I can to keep this going, to, pass college. I mean, I'm in my master's year, so like we're not messing around anymore. I mean, we weren't messing around before, but we're not messing around anymore. So, yeah. Anyway. So I'm just trying to keep my head afloat. That's the moral of the story. One thing I want to say, or two things I want to say. One, it does not matter what your score value is. In golf, there's king of clubs and ace of clubs, which is get -9 par in a 9-hole course and -18 in an 18-hole course. It does not matter what your score is in this game. You could have +58, and as long as you never throw it out of bounds or never throw it in the water, you get the stamp. The only thing you can't do is have a give up screen. If you go over the limit and you hit the give up and you never reach the end of a certain course, the stamp will not count. The only reason I know that is because I tried to cheese the stamp and I didn't get it, and I was very upset because I technically completed an 18-hole course. But whatever. Anyway, another thing is hole number 5 or course number 5 is probably the first course that gives me the most trouble. I either throw it out of bounds at the start or I somehow don't make it over that lip of water. If you can make it past the lip of water and past the intro where the out of bounds kind of juts out for no reason, you should be fine. But this hole is probably the first hardest one in the 18 holes. There are so many more, and they get way, way, way worse. But this is the first one that is somewhat difficult. Hole 6 has given me trouble before, but it's not that bad. It's not terrible. I'd say it's hole 5, hole 8, hole 7 sometimes, but mainly hole 5, hole 8, hole 17, and I think there's another one in there somewhere. I think there's like 4 or 5 courses for me that are just terrible, and when we get there, I'll tell you. Hole 5 was the first one. It's the first challenge. Most of my runs, 80% of my runs, die at hole 5. I am not like, elite at frisbee golf. I'm definitely not at regular golf. It's just like it's not my forte. I do like frisbee golf because there's a lot more room for error. You don't have to get under par or anything for stamps, and if you throw it near the goal, then you just win. Like if I'm 18 miles above where that circle is, like right here, still counts as a as in. Not in golf. If you're 18 miles above it, oh well, you're 18 miles above it. So hole 7 can be tricky, and the main trick here is the lip between, right at the end, where it's between the, like where you have to go over that water section. That's mainly where this issue comes into fruition, and you see me play this really, really safe. Oh, I don't play it safe. Sometimes I throw it horizontally and I don't go over the water. But that was just, wow, an eagle. That might be my best score ever in any golf thing ever besides a hole-in-one. That was beautiful. Hole 8. Let me tell you why this one's tough. Because if you can throw it to that little island, if you miss that circle, guaranteed, 100% guarantee, you fail. If you throw this driver and you miss that circle, you fail. Period. End of story. There's no way around it. So I'm trying to deliberate how I want to do this. Do I want to throw the driver? And I say no. I'm going to do the cheesiest, the scummiest, the safest tactic I know how. I'm going to throw the putter down this little walkway, and it gets real skinny. So this is not a gimme. I don't want you to think, oh, Alex, you're taking the cheap way out. First of all, yes, I am, and I don't care. Second of all, this is not free. Look at this. Look at how narrow that gets. If I mess that up, look at this. Like, this is nuts. This is a freaking light pole in width. This is crazy. But I'm here, I'm thinking, okay, I can probably at least make it on the island, if not hit the circle with this silver. And I almost throw it out of bounds. You can see why the driver is an insta hole-in-one or a fail. There's no in between. But you can see why. Hole 8 is the second scariest hole, right behind hole 17, and I'll get there in a minute. Hole 9 is free. There's so much room. I mean, at the start, it's kind of narrow. I'm not going to lie. The start is very, very skinny. But after that, it's not that bad. I say it's free, and I think I almost instantly throw something out of bounds. I mean, that's really close. Look at that. Like, that... that's not out of bounds, but that's... because that, over there in the background where the arrow is, that's where out of bounds is, that darker green. So I wasn't close to out of bounds, but when you throw the driver, everything feels like it can go out of bounds because it gets so much distance. It's so good at covering distance. But with that comes the fact that you could lose a run because you threw the driver. And we'll get there. I promise we'll get there. But this silver disc, it does wonders. Like, it's no weakling. Alright, I'm thinking, look, I just need to throw the putter a few times, get myself in distance of the water, like, you know, that little area, and I'll be fine. I think Andrew said just throw it, you'll be fine. I think he's being the little devil on my shoulder, like, think of the content, you can do it, and I listen. Luckily, for him and for me, because if he told me this and I lost, I'm crying. Almost out of bounds, but almost doesn't count. I do make it over the water, and we're going to putter this in. We're taking the weirdest, wackiest angle we can. Technically it lands in the bunker, doesn't really matter because we're throwing, we're not putting. It's fine. I was like, wow, that is not at all where I wanted that to go. But here's the thing with Frisbee golf. Well, here's the thing with either one. We're on hole 9. We just did the front 9, which is all of the resort holes. We are now moving on to the classic back 9. Hole 10 is hole 1 from the classic courses. So you would think, after golfing in Wii Sports for so long and doing everything, like, you think I'd be good at hole 1. And I am. And you think I'd be good at the rest of the classic courses. And I am. Until we get to hole 17. I keep mentioning it. It's infamous. You'll see why. I was so close to throwing this out of bounds. By the way, this is another one that it's right there. Where the green shade turns. It's a little hard to see in this lighting. But you can see up front where the green turns to dark green, like a very, very dark green. That's where out of bounds is. And if I throw it in there once, the stamp is unachievable. And that's what's so hard about this stamp. I mentioned it earlier. It is all about consistency. And that's what's so hard about most of these stamps. Frisbee dog, you have to go perfect. That's consistent. Basketball, which I'll do a video on that very, very soon. You have to go perfect. 3-point contest is what I'm talking about. Archery, you have to go perfect. Sword play, you have to not get hit, aka go perfect. There are so many stamps in this game that you have to be almost not human to hit them. And I'm very human. I'm great at making mistakes. This channel is built on being a goofball and doing stupid stuff. The whole channel is built on just messing up. So when you give me a challenge that's, hey, don't mess up, first of all, I'm going to take it because I'm a masochist and I don't know when to stop and what challenge is too big for me. And second of all, it's impossible for me. I'm going to mess up at some point. So hole, this is 12. This one is scary. You could take the shortcut, but if you take the shortcut and miss it, the run is over. Granted, you can go straight and narrow, and if you miss it, it's also over. I mean, this hole's tough at the start. The middle's pretty good. The start of it and the end of this hole is just stress, non-stop panic. But once you get, you know, in the middle here, it's pretty, like, I could throw the driver down here and be pretty good. And that's what I do. There's no wind here, thank freaking everything. There's no wind. I thought, okay, well, it's over. We had a nice run. And if it goes in the dark green, it's over. Like, this run was blessed by any and every higher power imaginable. It was blessed. And I still didn't get it. And that is crazy. That is what's absolutely bonkers. I had so many close calls in this run, and I still didn't get the stamp. There were so many times I could have messed up and lost the run. And it had to happen at the worst moment in the most heartbreaking fashion. And we'll get there. Anyway, that's hole 12 completed. Nope, never mind. The putter decides it doesn't want to go in. That's fine, whatever. So hole 12, it's tricky. I wouldn't say it's one of the scary ones. I'd say it's hole 5 and hole 8. Watch out for hole 12. Like, keep an eye on it. It's not terrible. Hole 13. This one sucks. This is a scary one. Because if you don't throw it hard enough, it's over. That forest of trees, that loses the run. But if you throw it too far, that's also the end of a run. Look at this. If it did not hit this tree and fall in this manner, I lose the run. Look at how close this was. This is what I mean by the run was blessed. Literal pixels away from losing the run. On hole 13, there are 18 holes, people. I have been at this for 16, 17 minutes. I have commit over half of an hour, all right? Like, this is a time commitment. You have to be very, very consistent on very difficult holes with random wins, and it's a time commitment. Hole 14, pretty free. Just watch out for the water on that right side, and you should be fine. Sometimes the Frisbee can be like, hey, I'm going to the water, or hey, I'm still going to go out of bounds. You should be fine, though. 14 is pretty clear. You just kind of throw it to the left, and then you can throw it straight up the hill. Again, just be cautious of the water. I feel like that's the main issue. Out of bounds is kind of close, especially towards the end. But if you can dodge the water, you'll be fine. I feel like hole 14 is not free, but it's one of the easier ones because it's very like, hey, throw this way and throw this way. And if you're semi-straight and you're not going wobbly everywhere, you're going to be fine. And sometimes the camera's deceiving. Like, there will be throws that I did and have done and probably will do because I hate myself and can't give up on stamps like I should, like a normal, decent person would. And I'm like, wow, that's going in the water. That sucks. And it's not. It's not even close. But the camera makes you think it is. If you practice this as well as many other stamps, you're going to be fine. You're going to get it. I just don't have the time commitment, man. Like, the time that this took and that all the other stamps took is absurd. Especially flyover, the island flyover, which was last episode. The only reason I hit that, like I got that, was because we had a online learning day at the school that I intern at. And because of the hurricane, and That's the only reason I hit that, was because I didn't have time. And then we're like, hey, you know, basically you don't have anything to do today. We already had, online lesson plans, so just chill. And I was like, you know what? It's time for island flyover. Um, the reason I did this was because we lost internet 2 days in a row, and I was like, hey, I might as well try. Anyway, hole, what is this, 15? 16? 14? I don't know. I think this is hole 15. This one kind of gets scary. It's actually not the water, the river in the middle, especially if you're throwing haywire frisbees like me. That's out of bounds. Like 5 feet from where I'm standing is out of bounds. So you just be careful when you're throwing over the river, because you might want to overcompensate for the river, which is, I mean, it's a good thing. Like, be cautious of the river. But also, the out of bounds area on this final island, it's deceivingly large. You would think it's not that bad. It is very deceptive, and it is very much apparent, and it can very much end a run. So just be cognizant of that. Here we are, hole, what is this, 16 coming up? Hole 16. In golf, you hit your ball through the trees. Under no circumstance ever do that if you're going for straight and narrow. Never throw the frisbee through the trees. There is no reason to. Hole 16, it's not a difficult one. Every time I play it fine. Just be cautious and don't go for the TikTok Instagram clip, okay? If you don't go for the clip going nuts, you'll be fine. And sometimes the game's gonna say, hey, just throw straight right through here. If I don't throw it hard enough or it hits a tree, I lose the run. I do go over an out of bounds section, so I throw to the left. Play smarter, not harder. All right? That's the premise of this stamp. If you play smart, you're gonna get it. That's also why I can't get this stamp. I'm not an intelligent being. My academics will say otherwise.
Good par.
But like I don't know. Are you... Stop. Stop. Let me have one thing, please. I'm not asking for a lot, alright? I just want this one thing. Oh my gosh, okay, we're up the freaking hill. Please, just let me have this. Dude, that's just not like, okay, just let me have it, alright? Triple bogey, doesn't matter, didn't hit the water, didn't go out of bounds. Hey guys, remember like 5 minutes ago when I said this stamp was achievable? Scratch it. It's not. This stamp is just as impossible as the golf one. Oh my gosh. Please don't fly off the edge. I'm gonna cry if you do. Don't do it. Don't do it. Chill. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, if I get to the edge, like I did last time, this wind is stronger. So, like, I think the silver one would be fine here. Ah, see, I'm farther out, though. I'm so scared. Oh no, 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 no. Please. Please bite. Somewhere. Somewhere. Stop! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Come on. Come on. Super score. Frisbee golf. Yes! Oh, I know it doesn't count. I know it's fake. It feels just as good. So that is golf super score, and that is Frisbee golf super score. The only two games that I don't have the stamps in are archery, which I can try and super score, but I need to hit the stage 4 fruit, hidden fruit 3 times in a row. I don't know how possible that is. And then I need to go through the volcano and not get hit, and I can kind of super score that. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tough, for sure. These final 5 stamps were never going to be achieved by me. I'm surprised I got 95 out of 100 stamps. Truly, I am. And honestly, I should have gotten 97. King of Clubs and this one. But I was robbed. So, whatever. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this video. I'm going to try archery and volcano super scores and see if I can get it done. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough out here.